running. They oh fuck. Anywho, guys, we're back with Bulky Built. My man Chris Moore. We got Beast of the East coming up 11/1/2020. This is 2025, right? Okay, 2025, man. Now, a couple things, man. We want to talk to Chris about the Bulldog. What's going on with the Bulldog? What to look for in the Bulldog. Now, Chris, for one, let me as always start by saying thank you a ton for giving me an opportunity to work with the Bulldog, man. Joker is he's a dog that people fancy, and I told you that, but we still just at the beginning, man. We've got no health visits, people, no concerns thus far. He's rocking, he's rolling. He stayed out all last night, slept on his dog bed. He killed it. Chris has been line breeding and meshing dogs together for a long time. So let me start with question number one, Chris. When breeding two dogs or creating a composite, what's the foundation of a composite idea?
Man, that's a hard question because I mean, in general, it's a theory that you liked, and you're basically just aiming. You basically lay down a an idea, and then, damn, that's a hard question because I'm trying to think like the political way of answering it.
Well, I
Like
think
for me, like I started with bullies, and I was like, you know what? I was gonna cheat, like straight up. I bought a bulldog to mix because I wanted a thicker dog or with a blockier head or a thicker muzzle. And then I said, you know what? This wasn't. I'm not a cheater. You know what I mean? I can legally do it here, so that's why I did it. And it was the features that I was after. I wanted a bigger head. I wanted a bulkier dog. I wanted more bone. So, and I would imagine, and then there why the the Odie was, born in a sense. You know what I mean? Same thing with any breed. You always want more, or you want something better out of what you already have. You know what I mean? American, English, and back in the day they mixed in pit bull. We don't use pit bull like that. You know what I mean? But bull mastiff, English bulldog, and an American bulldog. And I physically put it in there throughout the years. I put in a bull mastiff, I put an English bulldog, and I put an American bulldog.
here I've had Joker for 1 year and had no clue what was all in it. But I tell you this, every time I went back to see Chris and Gina's program, I said to myself, man, I really like these Bulldogs. And every time I left, and then I think it was another shout out to my guy Ruben. Ruben was like, Trevor, I never considered a Bulldog, but if I had to get one, man, I don't know if it's your camera because he's a camera guy, or or the dogs. He said, I just love when I get to see Chris's dogs and you and him work together. And I said, Ruben, I ain't gonna lie to you. Whether it's what's the black and white dog that Joker's dad, Rocky, or I met the dog Brawley or Broly. I said to myself, I like these dogs and I always have. I just like I ain't getting one. But then we looked at the bigger picture, and Chris, I'm talking to him right now, people. Him and I had a conversation about us being 1% of 400 breeds, and that's a very small idea if you think about it. I'm sorry, it just is. And when you look at the bigger picture, this guy's been breeding now for over 20 years. Chris, what's one of the biggest things you've learned in breeding over 20 years? Hey, and this is the motherfucker who won't post unless it's fucking perfect, just so we're clear. You don't know what that statement means coming from him. He's like, nope, nope, I ain't posting shit. I'm like, motherfucker, just post it. He's like, nope, it ain't perfect.
The heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying that I'm the king or nothing like that, but my peers, I have a target on my. take that away from me. And the problem though is the more you do this, the longer you do this, and the more dogs that I post, you get tired of just hearing the negativity. So you're like, you know what? I'm gonna still do what I want to do, and I still love what I do. I just don't have to post it. I can just, you know what I mean? Fuck them.
Go fuck yourself. I don't have to be nice. Chris knows how I feel about people in judgment. I'm here for care and care only. And we've got a lot of rhetoric at times. Jamarcus is the only way I ever hear about it. Jamarcus is coming like, hey man, somebody commented about such. I'd be like this. What? Oh yeah, you know what? I can see it now where we're going back and forth, but I can still hear you. That's why I sat still. This might be too many people on my damn Wi-Fi, bro. I gotta boost this thing, man. But for the most part, it's still working, and they'll still be able to hear because we're at. And mind you, I'm gonna do a few more with Chris. We've got Beast of the East. I want to repeat. We'll get out there with Chris and do some fun fucking stuff. But for whatever reason, YouTube, when I talk, it freezes. Or Chris freezes when he talks, I freeze. It's annoying. That's why I'm trying to be quiet when it's time for him to speak. Now, Chris, if you were going to give upcoming breeders advice on kind of sticking to their idea and building something, what would be your best advice, man?
The minute you lose joy, you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? So, like I know you're gonna have a live with Justice tonight about the thing that we're doing. You know what I mean? And he's extremely excited. Uh, he was a little, what's the word I want to say? He was a little setback.
What part of the house you in, man?
In my daughter's room, literally.
Is that the best Wi-Fi? Because when I be out there, I kid you not, guys. When I go to Chris's house, it takes about 3 hours to post one thing.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I'm on. We have two different Wi-Fi, so I don't know which Wi-Fi I'm on. I don't know if I'm on the Starlink or the other shit. You know what I mean? I got Starlink.
A healthy way because we are in Texas. As you see, guys, I've been outside just in the like fixing the pool, and I'm still sweating 8 minutes into this thing because it is so hot in Texas. So an overweight dog in Texas, it'll die.
Stan coming with y'all because we need a decoy.
Yes, Stan will be there, man. As long as he's like, I was like, look, if you don't ask me, I don't want to be around no Negroes. No Negroes. I don't want to talk about no goddamn dog. I just want to. I would rather go see you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go to the back of the bus so nobody sees you. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that intentionally last time. It was just that's where it seemed like that was the best idea for y'all to be at. This location, you're front and center, right with us.
On time objectively, and it was a good facility. When you got to the working part of the show, as he said, we were about, I'd say, 800 meters away from where the show was taking place, and it was good because it's safe. But the other part was they weren't highlighted, so you didn't get to see it. So Beast of the East this year, from my understanding, is going to be super special, intimate in the sense where you get to catch on and see everybody doing their thing. And every breed now also gets its own reward for being the baddest in their category. So bring your best, biggest, baddest dogs out, and good luck. Plus, there'll be ABKC shows as well, so that you can potentially champ out or do whatever you're trying to do with them. Now, Chris, we're gonna do some more videos, and I'm doing this as prep people because now that I know I'll be in Virginia, which we supposed to be there, goddamn what, January, February, goddamn February or some shit. I'll record a video telling y'all what the fuck, stand me on some bullshit. Uh, so because Chris knows we're supposed to be out there fucking with him then. Because I've always got goals to see Chris at least 2 times a year, if not quarterly. He's a guy who I know for a fact adds value to every space that we live in, from breeding to taking care of the dogs, hell, from feeding. Y'all don't know how much this motherfucker knows about food. And it's a shit ton to say the least, especially when it comes to the Bulldog. He said, "Hey, Trev, he's got to have this." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out." and Joker can give me a mile right now. I'm sweating at the edge of my seat because it's about 98 some change. But I'm like, he could do it. He could do it. But you like, it ain't worth it, So you cut it in half at fucking 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But Chris, if you had to just help those breeders out who are trying to get into this space, man, what would be your best advice outside of stick to your plan? Because most people don't have a plan, Chris. You had a plan. You stuck to your vision, and even still, your peers kind of get to the noise itself. But me, I'm like, niggas now think I got all these dogs, so I can just put them all together. I'm like, niggas, stop it. Stop it. No, that is not our goal. Our goal is to take care of the dog and educate people. But why do the peers matter so much if, for fact, me and 5 other people can come to your house and even record you and learn from you?
Like my biggest thing to overcome, or what do I want outside of just a vision? Uh, for me, it was personal fortitude. You know what I mean? Like it was just something I wanted to do. You know what I mean? It was something I enjoyed, something I felt like. You ever seen that movie, Dr. Monroe? I think his name's like Dr. Monroe. He lived like crazy shit on an island, and it was like my cheap way of being a scientist. You know what I mean? I mean, I know that sounds like bad, but I was never intrigued by a Doberman to a Doberman. Like, so it never intrigued me. So, the biggest adversity I ever had to overcome was my own. It was me. Like I had to get over myself, of my own ego and my own self-worth. It was never about me. It was never about my ego. It was about, all right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what happens when I do this to this. What was the outcome? A lot of times we get caught up in the ego section of it because we want to be famous, or we want clicks, or back then it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was about puppy sales or whatever it was for you, or whatever it is for you. Once you can eliminate that, sometimes you have better growth in your dogs. Now your business, on the other hand, it might not, I'm being honest, your business not might it might not be the best business model. You know what I mean? That's why stuff like this helps. Going on, talking to people like you, or talking to people like Angel, or talking to people, anybody who has like a platform to get on, or build your own platform, because your platform brings followers. Followers equals some kind of form of revenue. You know what I mean? Either selling puppies or revenue from your platform. You know what I mean? So I think if we can just put our ego to the side, you can accomplish more. And it took me a long time to realize that. It really did. I mean, even when I thought I put it aside, and then when me and my wife got married, I had to drop the bulky built, and we became one. My ego, it tested my ego again. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize how much it tested my ego until then. You know what I mean? And I have no remorse in any of it because it all taught me lessons. It,
Our page, and we normally leave him with 100 gigs. When I go there, I put 100 gigs on this fucking terabyte. He just started posting them, but he can tell you, like, you see that smile? This motherfucker, over 3 years, I've left him 5 times with at least 100 gigs of fucking data for him to share and post. I was like, all you gotta do is post it because I'm gonna do it.
I have probably like 20 SD cards full. I take them and I just I literally just throw them in a baggie and throw them on the on the on the counter.
When I came to Chris and told him I wanted to shoot content, I didn't have any pride. I was like, yo, I want to highlight what you're doing. I think you're very valuable, and I'd love for people to see what you're doing and how we could help. And then it turned into, man, I love an opportunity to share Bulldog with the world. And if you give me a chance, then I'll make sure he's not only famous and popular, but even more importantly, he changes the perception. And I get it all the time. As I told him, Joker's one of the healthiest bulldogs they've ever seen. Let me tell you this: I ain't seen an unhealthy bulldog at Chris's house. Okay, now Joker might do more than others because Chris and Gina have 40 fucking dogs, but yeah, whatever. Every time he called this motherfucker, he had to go pick up 5 more. But at anywho, I said I have the time to build a dog out, and every time I get a chance to highlight Joker and have fun and just enjoy the bulldog, he's a good dog. That's my biggest thing. Every time I've been with Chris, I've personally had dogs on the leash. I picked up Rocky with my own 2 hands. I know for a fact the dog was a good dog, so I'm like, I could do this. And even more importantly, I know bulldogs are super popular, and he's one of the best breeders I personally ever met. So, Chris, we'll do another live at some point, as we, because this thing's freezing too much and it's annoying people. Hell, it's annoying me. But for one, thank you for staying on it and at it. Let's shoot for maybe this weekend or something. What days the kid come back? Oh, perfect. That means we can get some more work done. There's no way to do 3. Otherwise, check this out. If Justice wants you to be on there, we'll do a Zoom link and I'll just upload a Zoom. So if that's what he wants, then at Chris like, I can live without it. So get this then. That's perfect. I'll talk to Justice, and then we'll do a follow up either tomorrow or the next day, where you can sit in and talk about what you've seen over the years. But we'll do it on Zoom, and we can just upload it from there. That way, it's no problems. All right, guys. Follow Bulky Built on Instagram. Is Gina's name still Empress Bulldogger? Empress Bulldogger as well. If you guys are looking for old English Bulldogs, Chris, are you still doing Americans? Oh no.
chrisandgina.com. Yeah. Well, it's easier because everybody knows who we are. They know us by name. You know what I mean? So it just turned out to be a little bit easier that way. Fortnite. Yo.
Hey, have you talked to Chris? I was like, no. He's like, man, he just said, go to, I said, man, good luck. You be safe, man. I don't want to be around none of them niggas. I said, now, Chris, I go fuck with because he supposed to go see him 3 months ago. But if he don't call me or ask me, you be safe, my nigga. But I can't ever turn it. Yeah, guys. But again, follow him and Gina at all platforms. You interested in the Bulldog? Reach out. I'm telling you right now, I can guarantee you, 100 gigs going up. If I show up, I told him. Well, I tell you on the phone the other day. I said, yo, drink some tea and plenty of water because when I get there, it's fucking lights out shooting. Like from when I land to when I leave, Chris is gonna be running his fucking mouth until I'm done asking questions. And I ain't never done asking this motherfucker questions. Hey, you're running all over the place. Hey, can't nobody help your ass live an hour and a half away from the fucking airport?